Let's start with a quick video and sound check, see if it's okay. Okay. We're using different mics today, so let us know if this is better or worse. Okay, so let's just take this time to connect to the energy of Satsang. And from here, just open the hands into a bowl of the heart with the intentions to invite in any and accept any blessings, positive energy, divine connection. and allow the hands to fold, but keeping space in between with the intention to protect, to guard that energy. And then bringing the hands back in front of the heart. And with all of our sincerity and devotion, let us connect to the energy of Satsang, to the energy of the Guru. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So today's satsang is on connecting to the Guru. So you kind of have to consider, what does that mean? There are many people that don't have a formal Guru. So for them, what would that mean? For those who do have one, that kind of seems a little bit self-explanatory. So we're on a path, kind of, as it would look, it looks like we're trying to get over our normal knee-jerk reactions, our judgments, our biases, our negative habits. We're trying to kind of overcome the rougher things within us so that we're refining ourselves. We're putting all of our actions together with a deep and integrous purpose. Every way that we think is supercharged with meaning and, again, serves a purpose. Every emotion has meaning and serves a purpose. Everything that we say has meaning and serves a purpose. And so if you think about the purpose of most people, it's usually kind of forgotten or not known. And so what we do is whatever we feel like doing. And whatever we feel like doing is typically centered around what makes us feel good, what makes us feel better, what gives us stuff that we didn't have, what makes us feel like we have enough comfort and sensory enjoyments in this life, and connections that make us feel fulfilled. Now, what we feel is fulfilled is different according to what we're looking for. If we're just looking for the sensory enjoyments and comfort, then you might call that fulfilled. But if it's at the risk of your virtue, is that fulfillment? So, as Swamiji says, that what does it matter if you can kind of acquire the whole world but lose your soul in the process? So we have to kind of weigh in how we live with the deeper meaning of life. So we're on this path to refine our actions, our mind, our thoughts, our ways of living, our ways of maintaining relationships, everything that we do. So we have this job ahead of us to watch what our mind does, watch what our voice says, watch the way that we position ourselves in life and what we do. It's very important to be lined up or aligned with truth and integrity, with love and compassion, care. So, when we say that we're in the dark, it means that we're kind of ignorant. We don't know. Just like when you're sleeping and your mind is off, you don't know what's happening to the body. So it's kind of, you're in the dark to what's happening on that level. When you open your eyes and your consciousness is on the body, in this realm, then you're kind of in the light. You're able to be more aware of what's occurring. So when we look at Guru, we look at from darkness to light, but a lot of times people just equate that, which is true, but they just equate it with suffering and happiness, like a life I don't like transformed into a life I do like. And the thing is that being in connection with the Guru, whether personal or universal cosmic force, if you lack the personal representative and connection point for that, or that is that, then so he's here to lighten the mood. But so we're moving more into becoming more aware or conscious of what we really are. So we're ignorant or in the darkness to our true reality, our true identity. We're trying to illuminate our mind, illuminate our understanding. We're trying to bring that light of awareness into the mind to illuminate the mind, and into the body to illuminate the body, etc. Into the heart to illuminate the heart. So that we can feel right, think right, speak right, live right. So we live our life according to right or correct principle. These correct principles are simply that which is aligned with the deeper truth, meaning, and reality of life. So again, if we live just in a sense of go do whatever we want, have whatever experience we want, but we lose ourselves in the process, then what is the use of that life? If we continue to do that, then we feel drained, we feel empty, we feel like we've lost our soul, we've lost our heart, we've lost our mind. And literally it can manifest that way, where you actually lose your mind, you lose your rationale, or your logic, you lose your heart, you lose compassion, you lose love, you lose care, you lose respect, you lose dignity. You just lose because you didn't care enough. And so the virtues were not protected, they were not built, they did not grow, because they were sacrificed. The higher life was sacrificed for the lower life, for the sensations, for the comfort, for the things that we wanted, for the success in this world that we wanted, at the risk of losing our virtue. So the spiritual path is always supposed to put virtue front and center. Virtue is not just something that you can do, it's literally your true nature. So you can look at your system as the truth, and a lie or an obscuration can come out on top, but if that didn't happen, you would be the truth. It's not so much that you have to do something to be the truth, you have to not do what you normally do. Those patterns of egoity that kind of invade and infest our life, that maintain this experience of separation, that don't allow us to have this kind of truthful, called remembrance, or experience of what's real, capital R. So we are trying to find the source that illumines. That's why we're chanting Gayatri. We're looking for that which illumines. We're asking for it to illuminate our mind, illuminate us, illuminate our hearts. In a way, we're adding things, but they're all in there. Even if it's not directly stated that way, it's in there, because these things are all brought together. So we are trying to illuminate ourselves. And if we look at it in this context, we're trying to not live in the darkness, not live in the ignorance. We're not trying to live in some state of, in a way, a chronic or constant denial of truth. Not about the little things, like whether or not you said something that was absolutely accurate or not, but rather the truth of your being. You are all of this. If you hear that and you think, I don't really feel that, that means you're living in contrary to or in contrast to your true being. You're not resonating with it, even if you feel that it could be true, or I like that, I like the sound of that could be true. Or I've heard that before, I know it's true. We don't care about what you've heard or read. We care about what is your experience. So the spiritual path is right here in your experience. If you do not feel everything to be your infinite self, your so-called friends and family and pets and inanimate and animate things, if you don't feel that to be yourself, your infinite self, then that's where the work happens. You adjust. You have to rethink it, refeel it, rededicate your life. So for many people, they don't have a particular personal guru, which stands for that which brings you out of the darkness and into the light. Guru, as so many people have heard so many times. So if you don't have a particular personal guru, you listen to your conscience. That's one light that shines in you. It's like, you're doing a deal with someone, and you could jimmy it a little bit and kind of make it work in your favor, or you could be fair. It's like, be fair. That's your conscience. That's your inner guru. It's your inner light. It's your inner awareness, because the inner light is attached to virtue. Anytime you sacrifice virtue, you sacrifice your connection to your inner guru, and you start to feel the effects of losing yourself. You can't really lose yourself or lose your soul because you're eternal, but you certainly can lose the experience of being that more so than you already have. And that's where you feel like it's a devastation. We don't really wake up in the morning thinking, I want to feel worse than I did before. Unless you've got something going on, some sort of issue, some pattern. But typically, we don't want to feel worse than we did yesterday. We want to feel same or better. We'd like to feel better. But for that, we have to look at how we live, how we think, how we conduct our everything, all of our activities. How do we live this life? What is the purpose or meaning in this life for you? Not just, yes, I know we're supposed to live for good reasons. What are you doing in your life now that is living for this higher purpose? All spiritual questions are heavy-hitting because they mean you have to resolve it now. It's not easy to do. And that's why we fail constantly at the path. But in a way, you could see it in the absolute level we're failing, but in the progressive scale, we are progressing. We're moving a little bit at a time. Maybe less than 1% per day. Maybe less than 1% per year. But the point is that we're progressing. If you just take your experience as it is, that means you don't know the fullness or the ultimate reality or more than what it is. You don't know anything else, so it's kind of like blocked off to you. It's in the unconscious. It's dark to you. It's not illuminated, so it's in the shadows. So then we have to look at how do we think and walk and talk, and what do we do that almost is habituated. We just do the same thing on repeat. It's like somebody pushed a button and we just do the same thing with the same amount of unconsciousness every day. You can get up the body, you can get the body up out of bed and make it do the things it needs to do to survive and do its tasks with awareness that all of this is you, along with the body. Or you can do it with the thought of this is only you. The body is you and nothing else has anything to do with you. So you have a choice. Every day you have a choice about how you want to tee that up in the mind and attempt to decode it, if you will, to move into that experience. So it's actually pretty phenomenal, the power that you have in your own heart, your hands, your mind, your soul. You have this power to kind of catch the illumination. You are the illuminator ultimately. You are the guru principle ultimately. But when you don't see that, you can't just say I am, because it's like darkness claiming to be the sun. It's like if you're not the sun, you're not the sun. You may be actually, but if you don't have that experience, it doesn't matter. It's good to contemplate on, but you have to find something that's more sun-like than you, more peaceful than you, more loving than you, more graceful than you, more caring than you. So our life is, when we're looking for self-improvement, we are looking for things that bring a little bit of that to us all the time. So we might see a quote on the internet, you might find great things in a book that you're reading. You might hear something from a friend, and that might be super illuminating. You might watch a movie, and all the characters in the movie all have their roles to play, and that teaches you a lesson, and you understand something more about life than you did before. And you understand, therefore, something more about yourself, your own nature, than you did before. So, anytime you see these movies that are talking about, the whole world is going to be destroyed and the hero has to save the world, which seems to be a pretty common theme. So you could look at that as the law of impermanence. And also sacrificing your own comforts to do good for others. Two simple rules that usually come out of those types of movies. But it's we have this opportunity to participate in kind of the darkness, to get stuck in the darkness, and it's just like Sensationville. It's you ever seen the naked mole rat, where its eyes are closed and it just kind of goes through feeling. And it's almost like this is what we are as a sensory creature when we're not bringing wisdom and love to the show, to the experience. And so we don't want to be that creature that's just kind of going through life and trying to sense and get more experiences, and it's always looking for more experiences, because it doesn't look healthy, and it certainly doesn't sound healthy, and yet we do it. So looking at spiritually, you look at that and you say, okay, what can I do to correct that behavior that I might be exhibiting at different times? So then we have another opportunity, which is to participate in the wisdom that is beyond the sensation. For instance, wisdom applied to sensation is you might want to go and have some experience and go find it, and that'll make you happy. But thinking, well, can I be happy with or without that experience? Maybe I can get that experience now. So easy, I really want to have the experience, but no, I'm not going to do it. You feel the grieving pass through you, the sense of loss, and I really could have had that experience. What was I thinking? I'm such an idiot, and why didn't I go out and do that thing, or buy that thing, or get that thing, or do that to have that experience? And you just sit and you let it wash through you. And when you're done, you reset. And because you showed strength of mind not to give in, you go a little higher. Because you had the virtue to look for something that is beyond the limited, boxed-in sensory experience that you're trying to shove your life in to make it have all the good sensory things that you want. But having the strength to just let it pass by choice. Yeah, sometimes it's not by choice, and life happens and pain comes. So, and you just have to go through it. It may not have been your choice, but somehow it's the cosmic choice. So it is what it is. But we have an opportunity to make a conscious choice, to be led around to have every experience we want to have, and if we don't get it, we get angry about it because I want that experience, and that person should be like this to me, and I should have got this by now, and my job, my career should have exploded by now and been amazing, and we have all these ideas about how it should go for us. We don't really know how it's supposed to go for us. That's a part of the mystery of life. You don't have to know the future to have the illumination. You have to be okay with what the future brings, that illumination. You don't have to remember the past. You have to let go in order to find illumination. You don't have to know more about this moment. You have to just be okay with just being here, being completely present in this moment to find illumination. So we have such an immense opportunity to participate in this life fully with awareness, consciousness, with the light of awareness. And that's why, when you think of a mantra like Gayatri, it is, looked at as, that high-level mantra for a reason. It's because it kind of says what you're trying to do. You're trying to focus on the light beyond this realm. And you can bring it in too, but focus beyond the world of the physical, beyond the world of the subtle, beyond, you have to wrap up a lot of things into that, but to say psychological, mental, your thoughts, your emotions. You have to look even beyond the higher spiritual experiences. So beyond the worlds that you know and don't know, that you have a possibility to know what is the light that shines through them all. So it's a pretty profound thing. If you just chant it with an idea that you're just going to sit and focus on the sun, you're going to sit and focus on the light. It's not really the essence of what we're trying to do. It's too low of a way of translating it. So we have to look at really, always try to look deeper and deeper and deeper into the sense or meaning of something. So when you are following a guru, you kind of get this stuff said to you. So you get kind of put on track, keep you on track. We'll talk more about the personal presence of the guru next time, but this is more about just if you don't have one, because I think this is more useful for most people, considering probably 95% of people on earth don't have a guru. And I'm counting kind of passed away gurus and religious gurus that are figures, but they don't really maybe have too much connection with them because they never met them personally. They might have been alive 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years ago. So, or it might not have ever happened and it's just a story. There's a lot of those things too. The point is, what reflects good, points you in the way of the good, is pointing you towards Shiva. It's pointing you towards that consciousness of infinite goodness. It's an infinite consciousness of goodness. You have to sometimes word it differently to get a different sense. It's not enough to say one thing and think, okay, that's what it is. You have to kind of really work it out. So out that it goes out of the mind. But at least the idea of contemplating is bring it to the edge of the mind, break the mind, bring it to the next edge of the mind, because there's endless overlapping edges. And that's what gives you your experience. So you have an experience right now. That's your mind. That has nothing to do with you. Everything you feel right now has nothing to do with your true self. You could go the opposite way. Everything you feel right now has everything to do with your true self, and so do the things you can't feel. That's one way of doing it. The other is nothing that you feel has anything to do with yourself. So when we're so kind of immersed in looking for what's fun today, what do I want to do today, what will make me happy today, what will give me more stuff today, what will give me more stuff tomorrow, what will give me more stuff in a week, what will make my life full of stuff, and we call that fulfillment. We need to stop and ask, is stuff what I want? Or is purpose, meaning, what I want? And before you substitute purpose with your own idea of what purpose is, think about spiritual purpose. If you don't live correctly, it doesn't matter what you do, it's kind of, as they say, in vain. It's like there's no spiritual depth to it, so it can never be a living meditation. So you want to stop and think, is what I'm doing right now aligned with the consciousness of infinite goodness? The next time someone says something to you and you get irritated, you ask, wait a second, before I answer, and probably not a good way, is what I'm about to say aligned with the consciousness of infinite goodness? And if it's not, stop. Just wait. Think further, contemplate, bring some love forward, have some gratitude for the individual, for the lesson, for the situation, for the ability for that to occur, for you to check yourself. There's so many things to have gratitude in, so if we use that moment properly, we'll have a good introspective time that can lead us to higher levels of love and deeper levels of saturating into that infinite cosmic principle. So it's very important to, in a way, listen to our conscience. That's a good, positive inner voice that's telling you to do something maybe different than what will benefit you immediately. It many times won't benefit you physically or sensory-wise. Or you feel like, oh, I'll be honest, but I will miss out on, or I'll be great and I'll do what I'm supposed to do with integrity, but I feel like I won't get enough of what I want. And these are powerful questions to look at your life with, to steer it correctly, or get gripped to the form and watch it go the other direction. So we are in darkness, which means we don't know that we are everything, that we are the infinite light. And so we have little sparks of light where we kind of feel that we have some positivity, some goodness. So if you don't know that you're infinite light, follow the sparks. Kind of like the fireworks, since we just had 4th of July. Follow anything that is illuminated. And this is not what it looks like with the eyes, it's what it feels like with the heart. It's that level of resonance that you can attune to, that you know is good, it's positive, it's steering you in the right direction. Everything can be your guru. I'll save more of this for the next time, but just as an overview, the one who speaks always the truth of the real reality is the ultimate guru. They live it, they speak it, they think it, they feel it. They don't have to try. It's not even a thought about it. They just speak from it. That would be a real guru. One who experiences themselves as everything, and yet the body goes forward as a representative of that ultimate reality. Not as a split role, but as a simultaneous role. So it's the infinite ocean operating as a wave, and it's kind of giving you the force that you need to help clean you up or take you in the direction you need, gives you a boost, pushes you along. And it's like that power. But sometimes when you don't have that connection with the personal character, you can still feel the wave. There's a lot of people that don't have an actual guru that, they might refer to that energy as the universe brought me here, or something amazing happens in their life and say, look what God has created. It's like that's kind of pointing to some more in our mind, sometimes some lit up thing. Sometimes it's just when they get a new car and God provided this. Maybe that there's something better than the car, for sure. So we want to look at that light that is within us, follow that light, and do what we can to align our karma, the way we think, the motion of the movement, the action of mind, action of voice, and action of body. These three karmas need to be completely aligned with what is good and positive. And they need to be doing what's positive and good for as many situations as possible. And some people say, well, I don't have enough people to serve. That just means you're not looking. But if you think you don't have enough things that you can do to serve, just how you sit is service or not. If I'm sitting and just wanting to feel grumpy and moody, then I'm radiating grump and moodiness to everyone. Like, that's what I'm emitting. I'm not sitting mindfully. But if I sit with love and with care, then I'm emitting love and care. So one is a very low energy and one is a very high energy. So you can choose. I can look at, actively think about how everyone is a part of myself. They're a part of me, I'm a part of them, we're all a part of the same. We're actually, at the highest level, the ultimate reality, beyond all these divisions that we experience and perceive. And then you're emitting the unitive kind of quality versus just positivity but separate. So the branching into the guru as a physical form, as a teacher, first, everyone has had a guru. Anyone who has taught you anything is a guru to you. They might have been a guru for a minute, they might have been a guru for a year, they might have been a guru for a 10-year period, might have been your whole lifetime, might have been several lifetimes, and maybe you remember, maybe you don't. But even a tree, if you're having an emotional meltdown and breaking, and a tree is just standing there calm and firm, you better listen to the tree guru, because it knows more than you. If your mind is narrow and small, and space is vast and huge, you better think, and worship the space guru. You have to look at everything being a lesson. The lessons are embedded in the nature that it is. So when you connect to it, you can get that energy out of it. And everything that you see is a guru. This floor underneath us is a guru that is supporting. So even if either one of us feels not strong enough to support, then this is there to affirm. Support is always there. And if this floor was gone, there's another floor underneath it. And if that's gone, there'll be other floors, other substances, other things that support and hold. If there's no hard substance, it might just be air. And maybe there's no feeling of strong security, but there's still a support. It's always around you. Maybe your body survives, maybe it doesn't survive, but the support is there even spiritually. It's not all about whether or not you live. It's sometimes just more focused on whether or not you are illumined. And that's the key feature on the path, is that we're focusing on what does it take to, right now, to illuminate. So you can think about that in relationship to that mantra, to the idea of guru. Any positive force, in a way, is a spark of the guru, at least. The ideal, which is a lot more powerful than people understand it, to have an actual guru. It's a different relationship. It's a different energetic alignment that unless you are enlightened, you won't find in the tree. You won't find in the earth. Not that it's not there, you just don't contain or possess yet the catalytic level of growth that would allow you to tap into that cosmic Shakti, the Guru Shakti. And with a Guru, it's there and it's more easy to take, and that's the principle. It's the compassionate principle of the cosmos, of the universal unseen Guru. The compassionate is the formed Guru. So it doesn't have to be a person, it could be anything, but we can save that for a different time. But for now, we can at least look at any positive force, anything that is pointing to the principle of illumination, and therefore kind of taking off the veil of separation that keeps us kind of shut off from the light of infinite consciousness, so that we can be more in our true element, the light rather than the dark. So any force that is helping you move into the light, out of the darkness, into the knowing or experiencing, out of the ignorance, all of these things are a part of our spiritual path. You might not know exactly how to do it, but that takes time and it takes introspection. It takes just an earnest kind of attitude or quality within us that wants there to be a change in the way that we fundamentally experience life, ourselves, others, God, everything. Fundamentally change. Yeah. So we're going to chant Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. And, obviously it's an alignment with the Guru. So, again, you may have your own sense of what a Guru would be for you. Some of you have no idea what a Guru would be for you. Some of you maybe don't care to know. Some maybe do care to know. The thing is that the Guru is the force that brings you goodness. So think of Guru as good. They just bring you goodness. It might not be the way you think, but goodness will come. Sometimes roughness comes first. Sometimes difficulties come first. But you're going to go through difficulties anyway. You might as well go through difficulties with the feeling of like the Guru with you, that grace with you. So to go through the difficulties of life and not have that grace, it makes it feel like it was a waste of time in life and just a problem for no reason. So it's like, that's not healthy. You don't learn and grow from that. So it's healthier to always invoke the grace of the Guru. If you don't have any personal Guru, or you do, but you connect to many Gurus, or usually think of the elements, but you haven't really had a Guru-type connection, like a feeling of a stronger sense of Shakti, or the energy, the power of the Guru, the emanation, the illumination of the Guru, then, you can connect to a more personal form of the Guru. That's what it's there for. It's a window to that infinite reality that you're having trouble finding. So it's in a tree, it's in the ocean, it's in a wave, it's in a person, but if you can't find it because you're not illumined enough, then that's a problem with your perception. So then the reason for a Guru is that all the tarnishes are off, so that's a clear window. You may be tarnished, and so it still looks just as tarnished to you, but the idea is at least one side of the relationship is clear. You may be not clear, but at least it's clear. So the next thing is you can just clear yourself, focus on one thing. With a normal relationship, they're a dirty window, you're a dirty window, and you're both going to try to find the sun. To let some light in, but it doesn't really work very well. Alright, so we're going to chant that, and you don't really have to know much about it, just see it as an alignment principle with the Guru. So you can be contemplating about what is the Guru, and where is that within myself, where is that outside of myself, where is that in the trees and the nature, where is it on earth. Find it in your life. So just to leave you with a little bit of homework, you can say until next satsang, until next week. In every situation that you're in, around every person that you're in or around, or any type of kind of non-personal cosmic arrangement of your life somehow, whatever happens to you, whatever is in your own being as well as outside in others, try to find the Guru. Try to find the one part of the person or the nature or the situation or whatever it may be. Try to find the one part that is, in a way, like the cosmic conscience. That part that is always pointing you towards the light, towards virtue, towards truth, towards goodness, towards love and care and concern. Always find that in everything. There's a saying, I don't know where it comes from, and probably the people that promoted this quote also don't know where it comes from, because how it gets spoken, an ancient Chinese proverb kind of thing. That means nobody's quite sure what the source is. But it says that in life, don't be the one who finds the dirt. Anyone can do that. Instead, be the one who can find the gold. So if you're looking for the truth, you're looking for the source of illumination. Anyone can look at shadows and talk and make comments about it and define and judge and stay up to date with what all the shadows are doing, what all the negativities in life are up to. Very easy to get stuck in that, overwhelmed by it. But to be the one who, no matter what the play looks like, what the intensity of the design of life looks like for you, no matter how dark it may be or full of the unknowns, the shadow consciousness, the light is always there. If you can be the one who can always see the light no matter what, then the Guru force is alive or awakened within you when you're at that level where it never can be shaded again. If you're at a level where it's wishy-washy, you have good days and bad days, but even if you're in very expanded states of consciousness and you live like that all the time, you still have good days and bad days, which means you're not there yet. You're still in the process of trying to find and awaken that Guru force within you. So do your best to try to just see in all situations the goodness of that force that is always trying to bring you from darkness to light. So many blessings to you all. Hope you have a wonderful week. Hope the homework is useful.
It is.
And
next week we'll have this one connecting to Guru.
Yeah, so next week we're going to do the same topic, connecting to the Guru, in preparation for Guru Purnima. So getting it in that kind of alignment. But we'll talk a little bit more about the power and grace of the personal presence in one's life. So,
just a quick announcement: the following week for Satsang, we'll have we're actually going to host a 3-day preparation for Guru Purnima retreat with Swamiji. I believe it's July 24th. Is that Saturday and Sunday is the retreat, and then prior to that, on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday night, we're going to hold evening sessions that are sadhana focused, so that we can be in full preparation and full attunement, full opening by the time Swamiji joins us on Saturday. And one of the things that we'll do together is also we'll watch the Satguru film together again, which will be really sweet to watch that before Guru Purnima. Yeah, so it'll be a private screening, and we will, for those of you who are not obviously here, we'll do it virtually, so it'll just be a screen share through like a Zoom, so you can watch it from anywhere in the world, and so we'll send information on that in the coming days. So I get my act together. Yeah. So looking forward to it all.
Namaste. Have a good evening.